And welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 283. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Saninsky.
Hey, that's me.
I had to look up 4 or 5 times to make sure I was saying the correct episode number, and I was. Yay!
Do we update? We need to update some of these cars. We need to update the cars.
Well, we do. I mean, we need the Zamyad. Oh God, I really put your face over the E46.
That's fine.
That's true. That car's been on there a long time.
So I think
who won the World Cup of Cars again?
I think it's the Daffodil. That's why it's there.
That's okay. Good. That's there.
So
yeah,
we
still
got
need
to put our cars of the year on there.
Oh jeez.
Got to put a Mirage. The Mirage Rally Art. That's really cool. Have you seen the Rally Art Mirage?
I don't know if I have.
Ooh, well, I'm gonna add that as a topic.
Put it at the end, actually. I think.
Yeah.
I have the first and last. So, Mirage Rally Art. I'm pull this up on stream. Why not?
Ooh, yes.
Oh wow! Look at that. It's got little mud flaps and the side decals.
Yes, it does. It's very good.
2023 even.
Yeah, apparently they're not done. I think this might be its last hurrah.
Oh my God! Look at its little exhaust pipe. It curves down like a regular Mirage, but it's all shiny.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll talk about that later.
All right, fine.
We'll talk about the details later because you want me to put it at the end.
Fine. I guess
anyway,
I have the first one then.
Okay.
And
we have beer, and you can be a patron if you want to
crap.
If you want to have a shirt, you can be a patron on patreon.com/Carbitrage, right?
Correct.
Brilliant. And then you can buy us a beer. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna drink that beer.
You know, I kind of like your read better than mine.
Yummy.
That was like a Rick like burping his way through a. You know what you can do, Morty? You can Patreon, Morty. You can go to Patreon.com/Carbitrage, Morty.
Have you played that the Justin Roiland video game?
You mean the Rick and Morty VR game?
No, Justin Roiland has an actual video game that he wrote. The guy who wrote Rick and Morty, and all of the dialogue is delivered like that.
No, I've only played the Rick and Morty VR game.
It's Life is Something.
Well, while you find that, I want to talk about Fiat leaving its dealership network high and dry with product, and then maybe
High on Life is what it's called.
I've not played that.
Yeah, you might like it. It is a Justin Roiland video game about aliens that come to Earth and start stealing people because apparently they eat people as drugs. And
that sounds a lot like the Forbidden Bean like pilot episode.
Yeah,
of Rick
and like
Morty.
all the guns talk.
I don't know.
It's really good. It's really good. Like it's really funny. So yeah, you should probably like.
I mean, if it's
you should try it.
Right,
I think you're gonna enjoy it.
I probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no meow button, but like, if it's that screwed up,
it's Justin Roiland. If you like Justin Roiland, you'll like that game because it's literally just he was the creative director on the game. Like he did all of the he did like a bunch of the voiceovers. So the first gun you get, I think, actually was his voiceover.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, and then they have like
how people come up with this shit is beyond me.
They have like actual actors, like the guy that plays Larry David's roommate, Leon.
Also, they get like high tier.
Yeah, so like Leon from Curb Your Enthusiasm plays one of the guns.
I love that's like the South Park mindset where they get the biggest names currently and they have them play the voice actor of a towel or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. No,
like,
it's exactly that.
JB
Smoove, that's his name. I keep forgetting his name, but yeah, JB Smoove plays one of the guns.
All right, who am I reading for today? You're going to be Don's gun.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
JB Smoove does one of the guns. It's really good. So anyway.
All right. So back to Fiat's dealership network of just bored people that don't have anything to work on.
What do they do all day? I imagine.
Dude, Corey got a recall notice. There's some evap issue on must just be 2020 Fiat 124s. I never got the notice for mine.
Huh.
But it literally suggested on the note that he call a Chrysler dealer and schedule the recall with them instead of our 2 Fiat dealerships in the city. I don't know, but they told him no at the Chrysler dealership, so he's going to book it for the Alpha dealer.
Okay. Probably for the best.
Trying to hinge on that a little bit. Like, these 2 dealers, the one by Westside VW and the one over in Maplewood, are still open.
I can't believe we have 2 Fiat dealerships and 1 Mitsubishi dealer.
Nothing. I mean,
have you looked at their lot?
The 500X. Oh yeah, it's all Jeeps.
It's a bunch of Jeeps and like 3 500Xs that are like 2020s unsold. Yeah.
Anyway, so combining that with the talk about TVR last time, we're going to talk about Italians doing electrification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a great job on the 500 EV.
They did, but the Stelvio is apparently coming here as an EV in 2026.
Good.
So their crossover, it is good, but they're not going to give us the Giulia, which is the same platform as an EV. I kind of get where they're coming from, because obviously we know crossovers sell way better here than sedans do right now, but we're in a recession, and I feel like sedans typically do way better.
Well, it's also the form factor.
I know, but you're going to get way better mileage out of that.
No,
same
that's what I'm saying is like it's probably. I think you're right, because even though EV like mileage doesn't matter, I wonder how much the form factor factors into people's like actual thought pattern about it. Like going like, oh, if I have a truck, it's less fuel efficient than a car because it's bigger, and they don't understand
how
anything works.
People the benefit of the doubt.
But like, no, it's like people go, oh, I need a bigger car because it's safer. I need a smaller car because it's more fuel efficient.
Right. That's
like
true.
I wonder if people are going to do that with EVs. Like, oh, my smaller car will have a longer range than my bigger car, and like even if like all things were considered equal, I wonder if people would actually just buy that without doing any research.
I hope so.
Because Americans are dumb. Mm-hmm. We're really dumb.
Super duper dumb. And the Stelvio is like the best.
Why don't they make a Cracker Barrel edition? That would probably sell.
Can you imagine an Italian mark in the United States with a Cracker Barrel edition? What would the interior look like? Oh my god.
Probably a Cracker Barrel.
All the wood trim would be like barrel slats instead of a smooth piece.
So I watch this YouTube channel called Weird History Food.
I love the fact that you have a tangent for this, so I'm into it.
And I watched the history of the Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, I think I watched that too.
Fascinating.
Oh yeah.
The company that owns it's very cursed, but they've been kicked out because they were like racist, sexist, like everything bad that you could be all at once. But what's cool is every single Cracker Barrel, all the antiques inside of it, you can buy A, and B, they're all local to you, so they're local antiques.
That's kind of cool.
So the antiques inside of it, they aren't just like from a central warehouse. I mean, they do have a central warehouse, but if there's a Cracker Barrel in like Aberdeen, South Dakota, it's gonna be South Dakota based antiques.
That's rad.
And if it's in like Mobile, Alabama, it's be like Southern Alabama antiques. I'm just thinking of places I would have a Cracker Barrel because
Burnsville.
No, Lakeville, not
Lakeville,
Burnsville.
okay.
Yes,
Right.
that is Lakeville.
Even further.
But yeah, no, Cracker Barrel is a strange place in the world.
Did they cover on that video you watched Brad's wife?
Possibly. I wasn't paying too much
Internet
attention
Historian
to that.
has a tremendous video on Cracker Barrel and Brad's wife that is very entertaining.
Okay.
I suggest you watch it.
I will watch that. But also, similar to Waffle House, they have a record label as
They
well.
do their own music.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fascinating.
I mean, I'm sure it's just as terrible a company as Waffle House is, but I still...
Yeah, but like Dolly Parton did songs for both of them, so I'm kind of
then
here.
it can't be all bad.
I think I want to start collecting Dolly Parton albums that she did for restaurant chain record labels. That seems like a good collection of music.
Ryan, I don't know if you need any more niche hobbies, though.
I don't.
You got a couple.
I got a couple of really weird niche hobbies, and that could be my new niche hobby.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm not even sure how I can tangent that back into the topic.
No, you can't. Sorry, I derailed it.
But I just hope that the new Fiat 500 Electric that comes here, better come here, reinvigorates all the dealerships that are around the country, trains all their technicians to be electric certified, and, helps for bringing the rest of their stale product line back to relevancy.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
I don't think so either.
Because Fiat was Sergio Marchionne's baby, and this is now just like Chrysler's actually trying to kill them because Mike Manley is from Jeep and he's a fucking scumbag and he should drink bleach. But anyway, apparently in northern China, I've never thought of this, but in the Heilongjiang province, which is like just south of Siberia and to the east of Mongolia.
All right,
It's a cold place.
I gathered.
Yes, it has a very small population of 16 million.
That's huge.
But it's China, dude. 16 million is like a suburb.
I don't know.
I mean, everywhere in China is like wildly overpopulated. Of like the top 50 biggest cities, like 40 of them are Chinese like suburbs.
Oh,
Yeah,
How big is like Guangdong? No, you don't have to. It's fine.
Guang, Guangdong, China. China population. 126.57 million inhabitants. So 16 million is a backwater.
Okay. I mean, Guangdong, I think, is Shenzhen, so that's like the tech center.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so Heilongjiang, Heilong, Jiang population is so the biggest single city in Heilongjiang is 592,000, which is as big as Minneapolis and St. Paul combined.
No, it's not. Minneapolis is like 3 or 4 million people now.
No, that's the metropolitan area. The city of Minneapolis is 392,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very small place, actually. Wow. It's our suburbs are huge.
Interesting.
But yeah, anyway. So, sorry.
No, that's fine.
I've put a tangent on a tangent.
If somebody at this point listening to Carbitrage is pissed off enough
that we're
about
on
a tangent,
I know, right?
They have not listened to any of our episodes in the past.
Apparently in northern China, obviously it snows there. And China
right by Siberia? Really?
Shocking, I know. And this is something I'd never thought of. They use insulated car covers for 2 purposes. Keep snow off the car.
Okay.
And then also insulates the car so the battery doesn't freeze. Also, so the interior temperature stays reasonable. So you don't have to heat up the car all day.
I like that it's called a thickened
Yes.
prototype snow cover.
Yeah, I had to look up this on AliExpress. Like, I was trying to find the exact brand I saw, but I didn't. I was watching Deutsche Welle, and they were driving a Neo EV across China, like a Top Gear style.
Very cool.
And it worked. Yeah. No, it totally, like, they just charged it 1 million times. But it was a feasible road trip. And he said, the whole purpose of the test was they were concerned that the charge would drop precipitously, similar to how your phone battery just falls off a cliff.
Whatever.
Yeah, it just falls off a cliff once it's out in like sub-zero weather. And so they tested it, and it actually did just fine. Like, yeah, Nero EVs are great. I want a Nero, or a Neo EV.
Yeah, I was gonna say an Ioneo.
Neo.
But I mean, those I believe use lithium iron phosphate now, so they should be pretty good.
Yeah, they are, and that's what they were testing. But
I just bought a battery pack from AliExpress for the electric scooter in the other unit.
Good.
And it's 21,700 cells, and it's all lithium iron phosphate from Chinese factories.
Oh, that'll last forever.
Yeah, but it's almost 3 kilowatt hours in this loaf.
Christ.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. I'm pumped.
That's awesome. But yeah, so
it should be fine.
I think this coming winter, next winter, I'm going to try this on the Fiat.
Are you going to order the one for the 2-box sedan, a 3-door sedan, or an SUV?
3-door. Because the 3-door sedan would be a hatchback.
I know. I just like how they describe it.
Yes, they did.
Also,
it's AliExpress.
Can we talk about normal AliExpress things where the cover is $75 and the freight is $141?
Yeah, that is just AliExpress.
Oh my God. This is when it pays to download WhatsApp and contact the seller, because they will always do you a better deal.
Yes.
But
yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. They also have they have different designs. You get camouflage if you want people to crash into your car. They have a black one with orange stripes.
How do you leave the charger plugged in, though?
Oh, that's the thing they couldn't.
Oh, well, so that's a problem.
Yeah, but not for me. I have a gas car.
Right.
Yeah, not my problem. That's your problem. I don't know. You figure it out.
I'm not gonna do this. My car heats up in the morning and it's hot.
They charged the Neo overnight, and the Neo actually runs the heater very low when it's super duper cold outside. So like you that's a setting that you can have where it just keeps the heater on just like a little bit, and so like the car won't get like super hot. Like it'll charge fully, and then you get inside, instead of being like -26, it'll be like 0.
It'd be kind of cool if they kept it at like 34 degrees or something.
I imagine you could probably do that as a setting, yes.
That's clever, though.
That's a really brilliant idea, isn't it?
I bet the Chinese car companies making all these EVs are going to be the first ones to like heat the charging port too. Nobody does that.
Yeah, no.
It's a big goddamn problem.
Yeah.
The amount of times I come up to my car, it's 90 degrees inside in the morning, and the EVSE is frozen into the port. I'm like, well, guess I got to get the ice scraper out.
Exactly. Like, that's a real problem that people don't think about.
I don't have a garage. that I can use.
Yeah, you have a garage, but it's full of
It's
other
full
vehicles.
of crypto mining shit.
Crypto mining shit and other cars, yeah.
It's full of a lot of other shit.
But yeah, I just think that this is the most brilliant thing I've never thought of in my fucking life, and I'm so frustrated I never thought about that.
It's a good idea because the latent heat from charging and all of those effects.
Or even just a normal car.
I know, but like it keeps it in. I'm like, it's just like a house, okay? The R value of a house, that's what this is.
So basically what they were saying is like, what people do is they just crank the heat in their car on their way home from work. Yeah. Like they drive to work with the heat lower, but on the way to work, they have it so it's like you're sweating in the car. And then they just put this little heat insulated cover on, and some of the nicer ones are like so good at insulating that the inside of the car will still be above freezing when you get out in the morning. It'll still be like 34 degrees.
And before Yeti buys this and slaps their logo on it.
Well, it's still made in China, so what?
It's already done.
Yeah, there's already 100 brands that are all ripping each other off. It's fine. Like, this is actually really clever. I really, really, really like this. I'm totally into it. 10 out of 10. Like, this is a very cool little feature, and I'm definitely gonna buy one of these smaller ones. I wonder if the 3-door sedan is somehow more expensive. What?
It's because they know.
This son of a bitch.
Yeah, but go to one of the other 800 sellers and hit them up on WhatsApp.
The SUV is only $1 more than the 3-door sedan, and the shipping's the same. That's hilarious.
Get the biggest,
I can also
bungee it on the bottom.
I can do like the tiniest amount of research because I literally just I found this before I left today, and I just had to Google it real quick because I found it was too interesting not to add.
If you live in the Midwest, buy one if a hailstorm's coming. Like, they're padded.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things. I was actually thinking, so Trig has these ballistic blankets for at repair shops and stuff. Where you have if you have something if you don't want something to get damaged and it's in a place where it could feasibly get damaged by something falling on it. It's called a ballistic blanket because a ballistic blanket is just something that protects from drops.
Is it just thicker than a moving blanket?
It's got some sort of fancy foam in it.
Okay.
I was thinking there's a market for making impact resistant, or making an impact resistant car cover, and just marketing them to dealerships in the Midwest. Because
especially if they could be stored easily and tessellated in a way where
that'd be brilliant. Yeah.
It's oh my god, hail claims.
Yeah, well, it's not just the hail claims being oh no, I have a hail claim. They'll come out and take care of it, but cool. Now you have to tell your customer, oh sorry, we're gonna fix the hail on this. We're gonna have a hail sale for the cars that still have dents on them,
or the cars that are in for service and get hailed on, like Corey's 124.
Yeah, things like that. That's a liability for them that they have to worry about. If you have these, this lessens the liability a lot. Probably makes their insurance a lot cheaper.
I mean, there is potential to scar the car, but it's still better to have some micro scratches than to have a bunch of dents.
I would much rather have to send the car to my super high buffer dude that's just in the back shop. And the whole shop smells like freaking weed. It's some 19-year-old kid in college, and he just buffs cars. Yeah.
Is this pristine detailed by chance?
No, this is literally every single detailer at a dealership I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every single dealership detailer. They're not. I don't usually call them detailers. I call them buffers because that's all they do is just buff things.
Buff monkey.
Yeah, that's all they do is just run a little buffer. I mean, that's it. They don't actually detail things because detailers actually work at shops. So
correct, and they are worth what they cost. Holy
exactly.
Shit.
Yeah,
detailer.
A detailer is a magician. A person that's just
especially one that works on interiors.
Yeah, a person that's just way too freaking high to be able to take the stickers off properly from a car. That's not a detailer. But anyway, so
all right. Remember when we had a resurgence of McLaren with the MP4 12C about 13 years ago? God, I hate those fucking things. And they were all 3.8 twin turbo.
They're
V8s.
all identical. I hate
They're
them.
all the same dual clutch.
They made me bored of supercars. I hate McLaren.
Correct. Do you know who hasn't done that?
Ferrari, because they make SUVs now?
No, they've definitely done the same thing. It's boring, and they're all automatics, and they're all junk, and they make you resent the thing you used to like.
No, I never liked Ferraris. I was a Lamborghini guy. Wasn't my problem.
Well, anyway. There goes the wind in my sail. Anyway, The father of the McLaren F1, Gordon Murray. We've talked about the T50, and I don't even think we talked about the other cheaper one, but cheaper in big air quotes. But the third model in his range is finally announced, and I wouldn't have normally covered this. It's called the T33 Spider. It's great. It's got a Targa roof, whatever.
How much does it cost?
No, don't ask. They're all sold out. It doesn't matter.
Okay, not my problem.
$10 trillion.
$10 trillion, all right.
The main reason I want to talk about this isn't the Cosworth V12 that's mounted like 7 inches off the ground. It's the fact that this was offered to everyone that was able to order one with two transmission options.
Okay.
A 6-speed gated manual transmission and a pedal box made by Sadev. They have now removed the option for the paddle box because nobody ordered one.
Good.
All of them were ordered with the manual transmission.
That's a good vehicle.
So, and you look inside, and this thing...
This is a GMA?
Yeah, the Gordon Murray Automotive T33. And again, like you can't buy one. You'll never be able to buy one. They were already way too much money. No,
this is aspirational. It's okay. It's like Pagani. I'm never going to be able to afford a Pagani. I'm never going to be able to afford a house that costs as much as a Pagani.
Correct.
I'm not going to be able to afford to do the maintenance on a Pagani.
But the fact, like, all these rich old farts that can't afford these...
Good for them.
It warms what's little left in my soul that somebody else is just as, like, fastidiously anal about must have on three pedals.
This is the thing.
For a driver's car.
Being a patron of the arts, as what I am, I spend a lot of time in art museums. And trust me, I'm also a leftist. I do not like the hyper-rich. However, as they are patrons of artists, I find cars like this to be works of art. I will never own a Pagani. I'm also never going to own Michelangelo's David.
Correct.
Well, but
unless you steal
I can see a Pagani, and I don't want to drive a Pagani because it's just a V12 Mercedes. I don't care. I want to look at it. That is a work of art. I like things like that. I like cars that are works of art.
The tachometer is also...
That's very good. Yeah, so this is great. I'm totally, like... I don't care about cars that are, like, between 3 and 7 liters.
Yeah.
Like, I have this, like, blackout area where I don't give a shit about them.
Fiat 500, blower Bentley.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing in that, yeah. So I have this, like... this area where I have a blackout area of my interest. That happens with the price of vehicles as well. Sure. And once a car
Give me the range, Ryan.
Yeah, like once a car is over, like whatever the going price of a current Maybach is, that is my cutoff. If it is worth more than a Maybach, I'm now interested.
Okay.
Because like the Maybach is the most expensive readily available vehicle that you can get. And like readily available is like kind of like you still have to get it made to order, but still just a Mercedes at the end of the day.
You could go to a rural Mercedes dealer and order one.
Yeah, you can get a Maybach. Like you can just go get one. You cannot just go get a Koenigsegg.
Correct.
So cars like this, I actually am interested in, and I'm interested in them as works of art, and that is absolutely okay with me. And I love that, and I love this car, and this is a good thing. This car does cost over.
It's $2.3 million.
Good, perfect. That is well within my range, because my range I think starts at about 500,000 right now.
But I mean, you're dead on. It's the detail work in the car that matters more than almost anything else. And even in that, it's the mechanical beauty. I showed you the rev counter, the tachometer. That thing is actually completely built in-house because none of the ones they could order would respond fast enough.
See, this is why I don't care about Maybachs. Maybachs, they start at $185,000.
Yeah, it's so cheap.
Yeah, no, sorry, dude. That costs less than my house. That's not a flex. Sorry, you have a shitty car at this point. It's just a shitty car. That's all a Maybach is. And so you can get them up to like 200,000. No, it's like not no. Maybach is no longer even.
Because we gotta draw the limit at like 500,000+.
Well, let me see. I gotta find what the current most expensive Bentley is. Maybe that'll be worth more.
Like you can get a Phantom that's $600,000. Does that still count?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So it needs to be more than $600,000.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It needs to be over 600,000. I think that works. Yeah, that's fair. Because like, there's a solitary Bentley that I care about apparently, and it's called the Mulliner Bacalar, and that is a apparently is based off a Continental GT.
Oh, no.
And I've never heard of it.
Oh, no.
And I'm about to look it up, and you're going to see my real-life response on what it looks like. It's brilliant. This is a brilliant work of art. It's a coach-built Bentley.
What is it called?
Wow! What is a car?
Merliner.
No, it's just called a Mulliner, M-U-L-L-I-N-E-R, and then Bacalar, B-A-C-A-L-A-R.
Found it.
That's a machine.
Okay. Oh, all right. So that's based loosely
Yes.
on a Continental.
So this is...
That looks like a Vulcan.
Yeah, this is the lower end of things that I'm interested in as far as hyper expensive cars go. Like this, if it is a coach built vehicle, that is then a work of art. Yes.
What's that Ferrari called? The new one with no roof at all.
Oh fuck! Not a Portofino, is it? Is it a Portofino?
No, I don't think so. But you know the one I'm talking
Yeah.
about. The thing that is, it's millions of dollars, and they made like one of them, and you cannot use it because
Yeah,
it
it's
literally
good. Brilliant.
It has no roof.
Perfect.
I know.
That is absolutely perfect.
Classic example of a horrible car being better.
Yeah, it's better for it because that is now a work of art. It is form over function. It makes the world a better place by existing.
So I mean, I appreciate that there are people that appreciate the GMA vehicles just due to their intrinsic artistic value.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That is intrinsic artistic value.
I care about it for other reasons, but oh god.
I've got great news.
I was just like, I was trying to finish that out, and then I read your topic.
Click
and
it.
Literally.
Will you click it and put it up on screen?
Listeners.
Will you click it?
Listeners.
You need to click it.
Listeners. In the notes, there is in all caps with multiple exclamation points hyperlink that just says great
news. Yes, it's the 90th anniversary of the first Japanese convertible. Yes, you can hit that. It's the Datsun Type 12 Phaeton.
Oh, it has Phaeton.
Yes, it is, because it is in fact a real Phaeton. It doesn't have windows.
Oh, shit.
So the Datsun Type 12 Phaeton, very, very cool engines. The engine's called a DAT. It's a DAT 748cc water-cooled side valve, so it's an L-head engine. It's a flathead. Okay. It's a flathead 4-cylinder that makes 12 horsepower.
All right.
This is the engine that Datsun supercharged with a custom cylinder head and made more horsepower per liter than a Bugatti Type 35 did the same era. And actually was beating Bugatti Type 35s at their...
Did it have a pressurized oil system?
I have no idea. Yeah, yes, it did, actually.
Okay,
These did as well.
Good.
But yeah, this is a very cool car. And it has a racing pedigree, and it's as cute as a button.
It
and
is
it's got front
cute.
drum brakes, which means it has four-wheel brakes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Front brakes.
Yeah. That's a big deal That's a really huge deal for a developing world car.
Tell me the bolt pattern. 4 by what?
I don't think it's 4. Oh, this is 4. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like
what are those 24-inch wheels?
these are probably
Metric,
are probably like a 16-inch wheel. What's 16 in millimeters? 16. It's
Alexa, how many millimeters is 16 inches?
It's 25 times 16.
406.4 millimeter.
So 4 by 406. That's the PC.
Man, that's really the information I needed.
That's all you needed to know.
Yep.
This is a great vehicle. At the time, it
Sorry
cost
for everyone else's smart speaker.
at the cost. When it was new, it was $300 at the time, which was 1,350 yen. Which in 2023 dollars would be $6,950.
Oh, never mind. Very inexpensive.
I would gladly drive this for $7,000 brand new.
I would just pull up and say, yeah, I have the Phaeton.
Yes, this is my Phaeton.
At the
I love
valet?
it.
What did you drive? I drove the Phaeton.
Yeah, and they're looking for a Volkswagen. No, it's this. This is a Phaeton.
The guy comes back. I have no idea how to say this.
I have a Datsun convertible, a Datsun Phaeton. This is very good.
A Datsun Phaeton?
Yes, a Datsun
Sounds
Phaeton.
Norwegian.
I know, right?
Sounds like a bread. I have a Datsun Phaeton.
It does. But yeah, this is very cool. I'm very excited about this. So, fun fact, the Japanese Convertible Association is based out of Yokohama, which is where Nissan's headquarters building was, and that was also the building, that was the same neighborhood that they made the first convertible in.
These are, it's a
These are all facts that you need to know.
It's a manual convertible.
Test. Yes.
And we covered 2 in a row. It's good.
This is a manual rear-wheel drive convertible.
It's just a GMA T33, but made 90 years ago.
Yep, basically with 2 mirrors.
Wow.
That's actually
Luxury.
huge.
Well, yeah, I know.
Jana's Buick doesn't have 2 side mirrors.
I took the 124 out yesterday because it was gorgeous.
Did it only have one mirror?
I didn't realize for the first 25 miles I had not yet folded out the right side mirror.
Oh, so you looked like a dingus the entire ride.
Sure did.
God, it's like driving with your fly down.
Well, that was probably also happening.
You're having a bad day.
I regularly get told cows. I'm like, oh, whoops.
Cows? What?
I don't know, barn door cows?
I've never heard that term.
I had to request clarification the first time. Like, I don't understand. Where are the cows? Oh.
Your barn door.
I see.
I see this. Don't let the cows out.
Yes. Yeah, cows.
That's fantastic. I love that.
There you go. You like cows?
That's very funny.
Use it.
I'm going to use that.
Very
yes.
good. Cows.
Thank you.
All right. Short on topics this week. So, I want to talk about the fact that Tesla
I'm not short on topics. I have topics.
Great. Well, then we can very quickly go over this, but there's another round of Tesla price cuts.
Fuck. All right.
And these are now eligible for tax credits again.
How are they going to price cut them? What are they going to do? Take out the seatbelts and make
No,
them out of
the
tweed?
margin was insanely high because the things
okay.
are made like shit.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
But I want to just... There's a bunch to the story, but the only thing I want to talk about is if you bought a Model X long range last December and you bought one today, it is $30,000 cheaper today to buy the same vehicle.
How would you ever buy a...
Well, you shouldn't do that. But how much margin there is in this thing, and they're now eligible for half of the federal tax credit. They don't win the second half because they don't source the materials for the batteries correctly. I don't know. But I hate this company.
Tesla sucks.
Tesla sucks.
You should not have a Tesla. So, Ssangyong learned how to make vehicles that don't look like war wounds. Click on the first link.
I did.
All right, click on the first link. That's the second link. That's
on the first
the
one.
old one. No, the first one's directly below it. It's from Car Scoops. Look at it. It says, see?
Oh, now we're refreshed. There we go.
There we go. So
12 inches longer. So, I'm going to read this. 2023 Ssangyong Muso gets 12-inch boost with new Saracen Plus variant.
12 inches longer.
12-inch boost.
12 inches longer. But, all right, look how that looks, though. That looks like a normal...
Looks like a Tacoma.
It looks like a good vehicle. It's fine. This is... Hyundai makes a Tacoma. That's what that looks like.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Now, that first photo I showed you, this is Ssangyong 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It gets worse the longer you look at that.
Yeah, I go straight for the D-pillar.
Yeah, no, and then you look at the front, and then you're like, oh, God, I've had
So
enough
for
of
the
that.
audio listeners, God, how do I describe this? It's a first-gen Kia... What was the minivan called?
It's a Kia Rondo and a Pontiac Aztek and a GMC Envoy.
And it has the
with, like,
Lancia grill.
The Lancia grill and like PT Cruiser headlights, like scaled up to like 3 times scale. On a vehicle, it does not need them to be 3 times scale.
And through the entire thing, there is an Acura ZDX roofline.
Yep.
But on the back of that, there is a grafted-on
Like Envoy
XUV window.
Yeah.
And then there's roof bars.
And the ride height is like the ride height of a Rendezvous.
Yeah, and it's got like French City Renault wheels.
Yeah,
that are,
and fog lights that are like gafted onto the front bumper.
Yeah, those
with
are
rub strips on the bumper as well.
the from the center line of the axle down, it's a French car. From there to the style line, it's like a 90s Impreza Outback. And then from there on up, it's this bastardization of an Aztek, an XUV, and a ZDX. But yeah, the front end.
And then it's got the roof line, like the roof is as tall as a high roof transit van.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could stand up.
This is the worst vehicle.
It's pretty bad, and the Lancia grill.
It's also unreliable.
Oh great!
So,
what powertrains were in it?
It's a homebrew Korean powertrain that's a knockdown of a Chinese knockdown of a Mitsubishi knockdown that was made for Kia that was stolen in Korea and driven to China. And
so did they only knock down the shavings in the engine part
I
of
have
the
no
Kia
idea.
powertrain?
Yeah, no idea. It is an absolute complete sack of garbage, and like at every level, when I say it's a complete sack of garbage, it's got like Yugo quality suspension. It's got Chinese 1990s engine quality. It has 90s Mercedes ML interior quality. It's got like Chrysler paint quality. Like everything's bad on it in every way.
It looks significantly weirder than a Multipla.
This is a car that was so bad that Daewoo gave them tips on reliability.
Oof.
Yeah, they're really bad. But anyway, in 2023, Ssangyong somehow got their shit together.
2.2 liter diesel inline four now.
Yeah, and it looks like it's like the Ssangyong Saracen Plus Musso.
What does plus mean?
I don't know. It's 12 inches longer. But it looks like a Tacoma. It's like a crossing a Tacoma, but like it's got the body lines of a second generation Ridgeline. And then the front end of like a Kia or a Hyundai Elantra, like front end.
I was gonna say it looks like a Palisade in the front.
Kind of,
but yeah. You're right. The second gen Honda Ridgeline.
Ridgeline, yeah. That
the
like,
side flank.
Yeah, the side 100%. Flank. Yeah, absolutely. But like, yeah, it's a functional truck. It's got running boards.
Only available wheels. With an auto.
Listen, you see what they're coming from.
Yeah.
Also, they changed their name to K&G Mobility because the Ssangyong name was so tainted by that last car was called the Komodo or something. It was so bad. But
did they also make the Arishi or whatever?
Arishi?
Yeah.
No. That was Mitsuoka.
Okay.
And don't worry, Mitsuoka's still just chooching along. Now they make a K5 Blazer front end for the RAV4.
God.
So they're crushing it. Sorry, that first one I showed you was actually the Ssangyong Rodius, which is similarly terrible name for an equivalently awful vehicle. But yeah, so the Musso, is this called the Musso Rebel? Which is actually a kind of kick-ass name. That's a good name. But yeah, so the EX has roof rails, an 8-inch infotainment system with Android Auto and Google Play. And
CarPlay.
No, it says Google Play.
Oh, no, so it doesn't have CarPlay?
I don't know. It's got a reversing camera. It's got faux leather seats, heated and ventilated seats.
Very good.
Heated steering wheel.
That should be standard on everything now.
Actually a vehicle I kind of want. This is kind of good. LED fog lights.
It's too big.
I know, but like if I was going to get an actual truck, like a full-size real truck, like a big boy truck, I'd probably get this.
Let me redirect your attention back to the autonomous delivery vehicle.
No, I'm saying a big boy truck.
No.
If I had a purpose in which I was regularly hauling a thing that required a full-size pickup, if I was a construction worker, that's the only time I can ever think of a job where you would need that.
A van is better.
I know, but I'm trying to think of, there has to be a purpose for this vehicle to exist.
No. The only piece of information from a pickup owner...
If I'm a rancher... If I'm a rancher,
because you want to pick up. That's it.
The ranchers have to have a reason for it. Fifth wheel. You can't.
Oh.
Okay. So if I was a rancher and I needed a thing that required a fifth wheel, I would absolutely get a Ssangyong Musso Rebel. This is great.
We've found the answer.
Or is this
it is ranchists only.
Yeah. This is this is the Musso Rebel Saracen Plus.
Saracen Plus, and the plus means
12 inches. 12
Correct,
more
12
inches.
More inches.
Yes, and it's actually a KG Mobility Musso.
Oh God! I closed the tab and went back to that terrible old Ssangyong.
See, it's a good vehicle because things got worse when you looked at the old one.
You know what? I appreciate the old Ssangyong because it makes the new BMW M2 easier on the eyes.
I want to tell you about the highest trim level, though.
Oh, tell me about
this. Is the Saracen, this trim
Plus?
level, the Saracen Plus.
Thank you.
This is what else you get. 18-inch black alloy wheels. Doesn't say what's an alloy of, but it's an alloy. I imagine pewter.
Chromium and
pewter.
Whatever comes out of nuclear reactors.
Wood.
I don't think
it's wood and pewter, probably. It has Napa leather seats instead of faux leather. Yeah. Napa is another faux leather, but
it's because they're semi-aniline.
Yes.
For the deswassers. That's why it has to be Napa.
Yeah. So it is a Napa leather seat.
Bless you.
Power adjustable front seats. Heated rear seats.
Damn.
Oh, shit. So that means the EX, the model below this, had the heated steering wheel. That wasn't even that top trim.
Not even the Saracen Plus?
No, the Saracen Plus adds all this shit on top of that.
Wow. And 12 more inches.
And 12 more inches, yes. And a 9.2-inch infotainment screen.
Wow.
And cruise control.
Whoa. 9.2 inches?
Yes.
So it's 13.2 more inches.
Wow. Actually, I think it's hilarious that this adds cruise control.
So I'm sorry, you get a heated steering wheel in the mid-trim, but you don't get cruise until you get the Saracen Plus with 13.2 more inches?
That's brilliant. I love that.
God.
And now
So they will only sell the top trim.
I don't know. It also has blind spot detection. The other one's a backup camera and no cruise control. Like, that's just wild.
Well, it's like the last episode where we talk about all these countries have different requirements when they buy a car. You might not need cruise if your roads don't exist.
This might be a contender for the 2023 car of the year.
Well, make a note of it.
At least we might have to have a truck of the year.
Saracen,
for this specific vehicle.
I'm going to vote for that delivery van.
Well, it's the van of the year. This just requires the photo. Oh, wait, that wasn't of the vehicle. Never mind. There's just a photo of a diesel engine on the floor. I'm like, was this like a press photo? What?
Look at the engine. Yeah. It's out of like a Car and Driver from 1996.
Yeah. So they also added plastic line tailgate as opposed to nothing.
No liner.
Yep. Okay. That would be worse.
But just the tailgate, not the entire bed?
It says tailgate.
All right. Well, if you want a bed liner, boy, you're on your own.
Yeah, you're buying one yourself. Likely Alibaba exists.
I kind of want to call up WeatherTech or Line-X now and be like, yeah, do you have a bed liner
for a Ssangyong Musso Saracen Plus? It's the one with 12 more inches.
But also maybe 13.2 more inches, depending on how you look at it.
So, this is...
You just hear
This is the engine. These are the engine specs. Sorry, it's plural because there's more than one spec.
199 horsepowers.
First off, I need to say this is the only truck in the UK that can legally tow 3.5 tons.
Why?
Because nothing else in the UK is rated to carry 3.5 tons. I'm pretty sure it was pretty clear.
Did they just come up with that as a...
No, they sell it in the UK.
Right.
And
like, how did they come up with that tow rating? They're just like, well, we need the biggest.
They rated it.
How?
The MOT.
Oh, so like the country actually rated it. It wasn't just Ssangyong being like, it can tow 1 million pounds.
But only in UK.
Okay.
As soon as you go to Ireland, you're done. The whole truck comes apart. The second you cross out of Derry, you're done.
Man, Brexit is wild.
Yeah, Brexit's a weird place. So apparently the engine is a 2.2 liter inline-4 diesel. It does not say it's turbo diesel. It just says diesel.
It has to be with 199 horsepower.
It's got 199 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque.
Those are really good specs.
Yeah, that's actually a good truck.
No, and I never said that because it's an auto.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm just very, very curious about this truck.
12 more inches.
It has 12 more inches.
Saracen Plus.
There it is. You have the Saracen Plus of 12 more inches and a heated rear bench and cruise control.
And 1.2 more inches of Android Auto and Google Play.
Google Play is.
It's got the App Store for the Google phone on it, too. It's just two icons when you hook it up. iPhone, you're fucked.
Yeah. Android is extremely covered. We even have a Pixel specific.
You plug in an iPhone, it just brings up Google Play. Like, that's not even a thing.
You plug in an iPhone, just lights it on fire. It just dumps all the...
Sorry, those USB ports are 48 volts in here. Sorry, man.
Sorry, dude. Hope you didn't need your phone. It's on fire now.
Ryan, it's not Quick Charge 2.0 compliant. It's Quick Charge 2.0 only.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo. All right, back to my weird tangent. The old Ssangyong.
Yes.
Is the world needs them because we need perspective. And we need perspective because of BMW's current design department. But I will say, the new 2024 M2...
I think I know where they found their designers.
Where?
Ssangyong.
Oh, the old one. Yeah. Because all the good people got poached by Kia Hyundai.
Yeah.
So they had to go get new designers.
This is definitely the same person as the Rodius.
The grills, I just don't get it on the M2. They cut the holes for them, but they didn't actually fit the parts. So it's just body color Orify.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no bezel, there's no slats. There's just holes where the grills should go.
I wonder if like the guy who's like building the car and like Blender, because I imagine they use Blender because it's free.
Probably, yeah.
And they can't afford actual design. Like, can't you afford Maya or something?
No commercial license. Yeah.
And I wonder if we just like flipped the normals and they just couldn't see it, and like there was a grill there, but the normals were inside out. So like when you look at it from the outside, you don't see it.
It was an asset that wasn't in the packaged file. That
No,
got
it was
sent
in the packaged file. It was just the normals were flipped. You couldn't see it when you did the render, and they're like, okay, there's no grill.
Well,
All
that
right.
must be what they wanted. Send. But
This is above my pay grade.
it is significantly less ghastly than the M4 and the M3.
I don't know, man.
It is significally less ghastly.
It's kind of looks
I
like
can look at this with my eyes
this
open, Ryan.
looks like the sort of like, have you ever seen like Civil War era war wounds where like somebody had their nose blown off and they didn't have like plastic surgery yet,
Yeah, I've seen Michael Jackson.
and they just don't have a nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this looks like.
It's incomplete, but it's not offensive.
Okay.
Which is, it's all about perspective, okay?
I'll give you that.
The M3 and the M4, I cannot look at.
This is
To
better.
this day, I cannot look at it. This I can look at. I don't
No,
like
this
it.
is definitely. I mean, it's a 19th century war wound, but
Yeah.
it's better than
Correct.
what
This
it was
is
before.
gangrene. It's not actually like a dead, rotted kid.
Yeah. No, this is better. I guess better.
But this is still sold federally with a manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, and an S58, which is like the best six-cylinder ever on the market right now.
Ssangyong Rodius this came with a manual. I know that for a fact.
Which is why it's better than the 12 more inches.
The 12 more inch Saracen. So you'd rather have a Rodius and have to look at that, because I imagine the
Yes.
interior is just. The interior is probably not even inspired to be ghastly
Right.
like a multiple. It's just a.
You've known me for a long time.
It's just. I need to see a Ssangyong Rodius interior.
You've known me for a long time. I mean it with manual transmissions. I'm not just saying the
Wow. Guess what year they made that? That Ssangyong Rodius.
2004 to 2011.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly on the money.
Cool.
It looked like that in 2000.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I always like add 5 or 6 years beyond what like a Kia would be able to do with that sort of funding, because like that's a 96 design.
They also had a 9-seater version.
Wow. No wonder they had to add on that back glass.
Like
thing.
nine rear seats. Oh my god, what the fuck? But anyway,
Unreliably transporting 9 people places.
the interior was like the most uninspired mid 2000s interior I've ever seen in my
I
life.
believe you. Does it have like serious 90s vibes?
No, it's just like
Oh. That is a straight up base model Renault interior.
yeah,
That they just
that's
put
the
in their
high trim
car.
level.
Wow. Yeah, that's got like a first gen Sienna gauge cluster with like a really not great Renault.
This looks like how the inside of a Kia Rondo smells. That was
I know you did not slip on purpose.
No, that is the Kia. Have you ever been in a Kia Rondo?
I have.
You are aware of what their rust proofing smells like,
Yes.
and that smells like
Well, it smells like it's kind of a combination of Mark IV crayons and like really cheap auto show glue.
oh no, it's not it. You're thinking of the later models. You're thinking of the.
Well, I was
no,
in like
you're-
an 08.
no, that would have been a Soul.
No, I was still in a
'Cause-
Rondo.
It smells like pickles.
No, not the car I was in. But
No,
like the one I was in was
brand
used.
new.
Oh yeah, never
Brand
been in a
new.
one.
They smell like McDonald's pickles.
I kind of like that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh man.
Imagine you have to buy a car, and you're like, did my kid spill pickles in my car? Or is this just how the car is?
This is why you should buy an Audi, because if your kid spills anything in the back seat, the car won't run.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
Perfect.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with it. You don't have
Yep.
to deal with
Correct.
a stinky car if you have an Audi.
No more Rodius. Audi
Anyway.
Rodius.
This is a terrible looking vehicle, so let's put on a good looking vehicle. Let's talk about the 2023 Mirage
Let's do
that
it.
we
Oh,
alluded
yeah.
to previously. Yes, this is a good car. It has little mud flaps that say Rally Art, and it has little graphics that say Rally Art, and it's got little over fenders that say nothing at all.
And it has like a totally stock muffler,
Yep, but it's got a
But-
spoiler.
but it's chromed.
Yes.
So you know it's sporty.
It's got a rear spoiler. It's got fake carbon fiber wheel arch flares, plastic cladding around the wheel.
It's a wide body, Ryan.
Yes, I'm not looking
wide
at what,
body.
oh no, this is actually per what Mitsubishi said. Is it's outfitted with fake carbon fiber wheel arch trims.
What an honest company.
They called it fake.
Not imitation.
Nope, this is fake.
Fake.
This is fake.
They have like an Alibaba link beyond it. This is where we got them.
Wow, what?
You know that since they were making the Mirage for like 10 years, They had a ton of unofficial aftermarket parts
Is
support.
this a meme?
They literally just went and bought all the aftermarket shit that people make, counterfeit for their car, and they put it on there from the factory.
I can't tell if this is a meme of a post because it's posted in like September of 2022.
Well, everything's a render now, so who knows?
But no, this is a real thing. Like this car actually exists. Colin saw a photo of it, or saw it in real life and took a photo of one.
It's tremendous.
But the first sentence of this article says, back in 2021, Mitsubishi Motors reignited the flame for sports car fans, and the automaker decided to bring back the Rally Art, the name behind the Evolution nameplate and known for the Lancer Evolution.
We've talked about this in the past. If they made a Mirage Evo, it would be epic.
Yeah, it would be really great.
You know how well the Yaris GR was received?
Yeah.
Econo car with serious pedigree underneath it. Do the same thing to this. It will sell like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah. So this one, it's all downhill from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe you. I don't have an
CVT
interior.
only.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, why? Oh, no.
I told you Johnny bought a car finally, right?
No.
Oh, we'll get to that after this.
Oh, no.
The appearance package is described as loud. It's black and red with graphics. Oh my, Mitsubishi, like this dude, like totally got fired after this. I'm sure this is hilarious. There's no way this guy was serious.
This is the kind of guy that figures out his brand.
Oh wow! He actually quoted the actual Mitsubishi press release. I'm gonna quote the press release.
All right, do it.
It says the legendary Rally Art name returns to the U.S. in early calendar year 2023 with Outlander PHEV, Eclipse Cross, Outlander Sport, and Mirage receiving unique body effects, graphics, and other rally-inspired touches. All models will be built in limited numbers and available in white diamond paint with a contrasting black roof on Outlander, Outlander PHEV, Eclipse Cross, Outlander Sport, and Mirage.
I'm less enthused by this now.
This is so shit.
This is the branch manager that figures out through company emails he wasn't supposed to see that his shit's about to get shut down
Yeah.
and decides to go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, that's exactly what this guy did.
That's what this
This is
from.
a press release for this car. God, I was so excited until I found out that they got rid of the manual. But yeah, so speaking of Mirages, Johnny bought one.
Good.
He got a screaming deal on a sedan, though. I actually told him to get it because the sedan price was like insane.
I mean, I'm sure it's still a fine car.
It is a less than year old. It is a 2021.
Okay.
It was under $10,000.
Was it still new?
Within warranty. Yeah. It was like well within warranty. I can't remember the exact mileage. But yeah, it's a sedan. He bought it. And he's like, it's very slow. I'm like, yeah, no, it is. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. It's terrible and bad. But you will have more fun going 80 in that than you will in a Porsche.
You will
going
never feel
150.
more alive,
yeah,
Johnny.
That car will wake you up when you're going 80 because you will know if you roll that thing,
will
the first
never
thing hitting the pavement is your face.
Receive a speeding citation in that car.
No, you won't.
Because 60 feels fast.
Hmm?
Yeah.
It's like, don't mind, take it up to 80 sometime. That's not that he goes, that would take all day. I'm like, oh no, it does. But when you get there, you've never felt 80, like 80 in a Mirage.
When the Smart for 2 came to this country, I went and test drove one.
Yeah.
When it was brand new.
And he maxed it out, right?
I got it. Well, I got on 35W south, just south of 494, right where that dealership was. And yeah, maxed it out. I had to get almost all the way to Lakeville to get to max it. But I'm like, wow. I was surprised, actually. It drove much bigger than it was, but that transmission
Really let it down.
is
There are
catastrophically
so
bad.
many great cars that are let down by terrible transmissions.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah. The majority of cars, actually.
Yeah, like this, I would buy this. Like, I would straight up buy this for whatever the price is if I get with a manual. Because I actually love the Mirage.
You put rally-inspired shit on it, and the only part of the car that has nothing to do with rallying isn't there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Here we are.
All right,
We
then.
live in hell.
Cool.
So, well, I'm going to try and end on a lighter note.
Not we live in hell.
Yeah, I got to think of something good.
Tell me about the curly bugs. Something cute about them.
No, I'm
No?
gonna. Oh dear, this is not good.
They live in hell.
I don't want to. I don't want. Oh, I found on Speedway Motors that Speedmaster, and I remember their name Speedmaster because Anna Olson has a shirt. It's a Speedmaster, but she was wearing her hair in a braid and it said P Master on
That
it.
is different.
Yeah, I laughed very hard for like all of back to the 50s a couple years ago at that. And
That
she couldn't
is-
figure out why I was laughing so hard. I'm like, because your shirt says P Master. And she goes, what? And I'm like, your hair is coming up the S.
Oh.
It was very funny. But anyway, Speedmaster
Thought R. Kelly just got into
makes
clothing.
Speedmaster makes a 4-barrel carburetor manifold. And you're like, okay, obviously they make V8 things. Of course they're going to make that for a
Ryan,
rotary engine.
This is coming from you. So
This is for the 13B, all 13Bs. So for like a Renesis, for a normal RX-7, they just make 4-barrel rotary or 4-barrel carburetor to rotary manifolds.
Which is it makes some sense because in order to run one of those on standalone, you have to get a different standalone.
Yeah.
Because like rotors don't work like conventional piston engines
Yep.
at all.
No, it is a huge pain in the ass, and that's how you just do a carburetor, and they actually work very well with the carburetor.
I mean, your answer for the Mondial Challenge way
It's
back
a
in the day.
carbureted 12,
Carbureted.
and now I can update it to like carbureted 13B because now I know.
I assume it still bolts to the AE101
yeah,
adapter, right?
yeah. It's Mazda. They're
Did I
not
tell
going
you-
to change anything.
Since we're on tangents, fuck it. Did I tell you that Shane found a blue Mondial with a bad engine for sale in California?
How much was it?
It says for sale on it. I have the picture. I didn't call them. Probably too much.
Probably.
But like, I had to look.
You can put a half V8 into it.
If it was cheap enough, sure. But you know it's not going to be $6,500 anymore.
Why?
Well, because people want too much from Mondials now. Although the car market's crashing, so
That's what I mean.
yeah, maybe in a year.
Is it a convertible or a hardtop?
It is a hardtop.
Batterette. Does
I
it
know.
does it have a sunroof or anything?
I don't think so.
Batterette.
And it's the same blue.
Yep,
And it's got
that-
speed lines on it.
Yeah, nobody's gonna want that. Perfect.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, so you're gonna buy it?
Yeah, I don't know.
You should.
I think it's at the shop that he takes his wagon to for servicing. So
You should really see how
if
much.
it's there
I-
next time.
You should really see how much I want for that, because like that'd be really hilarious to turn the Mondial Challenge into a
real
thing.
car?
Yes, into a real car, and then we just have a Mondial that says Carbitrage on the side of it, and you just had it as a tax write-off.
Need taxable income to write it off first, but yeah.
Yes, but like if you have your Mondial Challenge, and then you open the hood, and there's a Blueprint Engines half V8 LS on like side draft carburetors that are actually just fuel injectors.
No,
but
it's
they
on
look
4
like-
Solexes.
Yeah, no, it's 4 single barrels.
Updraft Solex.
Updrafts. Perfect. It's
Wow, this runs like trash.
it's a Model A flathead, like 4-cylinder. It's a Model A banger with a updraft carburetor and like a weird
Oh,
transverse.
it's still got the Rochester on it.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good.
like a weird transverse manifold. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's your bad thing. I wonder if you could do that. There's got to be a way to
You
do
can
that.
do anything with modern technology.
Well, no, I mean, because like, there's adapters to adapt flatheads and by association Model A's to normal like TH400s and that stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you could do like a Fiero or like a Saturn 5-speed with a Model A engine,
Probably.
and then you could put that in the back of a Mondial.
Yeah.
That'd be well under 240 horsepower. That'd be well under 100 horsepower.
I think the flywheel
but it'd
would
be
the
hilarious.
kicker, but yeah.
You can just make a flywheel. It's not like it has any power it has to hold.
True, yeah. You could probably make it with a drill press and it would hold.
Yeah, seriously. Like a flywheel for a Model A, you have nothing to worry about. I think like revs to like 3,000 RPM. So, yeah, there you go.
You
That
could eyeball it. And
that
still
that
wouldn't
would
shake
be
itself
that would
apart.
also be a great Mondial challenge engine. Would be a Model A flathead.
No, because the Mondial
Thanks.
challenges you have to make more horsepower than
or
the 308.
or equivalent, or enjoy it. It has to bring
You're
you joy.
adding specifications.
I'm adding things because
12
the correct answer.
more inches.
The correct answer is the 6.5 horsepower Harbor Freight Predator engine.
You've been watching Robot Cantina, haven't you?
No, there is actually a Zuzu Rodeo that's for sale in Iowa that had the engine replaced with a Harbor Freight 6.5 horsepower Predator engine on like just some really weird gearing to the transmission, so it actually put out more torque to move the vehicle down the road at speed.
Oof.
So there you go. That's a good episode. Bye.
12 more inches.